Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Anime King 3. And today I'm going to be giving you part 5 of What If Naruto Found the Uzumaki Curse. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, remember to stick around for the rest of the What Ifs coming your way over on Anime King 2 and on Anime King. Yes, if you're new, I did have 3 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly. Every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, a couple months had passed since Team 7 became officially Team 7. A lot happened in those past months. For one thing, Naruto became a menace to almost everyone in the village when it regarded D-rank missions. He did so much problems that Team 7 was blacklisted to ever take D-rank missions ever again. Seeing that the customers didn't want Team 7, as they sent specific information saying that Team 7 should not come to their location. And also, the Fire Daimyo's wife was rather unhappy with Konoha unable to find Tora. That was the last mission that Naruto and his team had went on, and Tora just went missing. As Hiruzen had a suspicion that Naruto was the one that killed that cat. He had no way to prove it, but he had a suspicion that Naruto was the one that did it. So, at the moment though, Team 7 was finally gonna take a higher rank mission, seeing that they could not take in D ranks. As Kakashi was in charge of training them in practice, teamwork to be exact, which they had been getting along with so far. Although most of the time Naruto did not come, instead he sent a shadow clone, or sometimes he just doesn't show up at all. And you can't really force your way into his apartment if he didn't want to, because he had some special security seals. At the moment though, Team 7 made their way towards the tower to get their C rank, when Naruto met up with Uncle, and they had a rather, public scene right there and then, shocking Kurona and the others. As Sakura and Sasuke quickly turned their head, the both of their faces becoming rather red, as Sakura's ears started to steam, as Uncle told them that this is what she wanted to tell them. So they made their way to the office, as Hiruzen gave them the new mission. They were supposed to guard the bridge builder to the Land of Wave. In doing so, Naruto revealed that he was a clone the entire time as he poofed away. It didn't take too long as the real Naruto made his way. Because of Carnage, the knowledge from the Uzumaki that was training directly under the leader, all of that full jutsu knowledge has been pumped into Naruto's brain, little by little, so his mind would not be overrun with all that knowledge. But it was getting there, as Naruto was learning full jutsu that he never thought was even possible. Kakashi had to have him proof by cutting his finger to make sure that it was a real Naruto. So with that, they set off towards the Land of Wave. As they made their way, they ran into the Demon Brothers, which Naruto charged in. The Demon Brothers stood no chance, even though they were Chunin level. Naruto dropped both of them instantly, surprising the others, as he did it like it was nonchalant. And Kakashi could also tell that this was not his first kill, given that he didn't look remorseful at all. He was just calm. So with that, they made their way, as they ran into Zabuza, as Naruto attacked him right away. Naruto performed a clone, which burst. It turned into literal acid as it melted Zabuza's blade. Zabuza was able to slice Naruto though as he grew his blade right there and then. But despite that happening, Naruto had frightening speed and strength that surprised Zabuza, as he thought he was a mere genin. When Kakashi joined into the fray, Zabuza stood no chance. But someone interrupted them though. It was a fake hunter named, as Naruto could already suspect that, from the way the hunter named took the body. But he let it happen because he wanted to fight Zabuza again. He wasn't satisfied with this fight. So with that, they made their way towards the Land of Wave. As Naruto was finally able to meet Tsunami, it was then that Tazuna realized why. Naruto asked him how did his daughter look, as he realized what the brat was trying to do, and that kinda pissed him off. So yeah guys, that's basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself so as to be in this new episode. We begin this episode at the house of Tazuna. A pair of dark eyes fluttered open as the eyes focus on the blue painted wall for a few seconds until they click. When they heard breathing, the person quickly shifted to face the blonde as he was still asleep, glancing down one of his arms were draped around her stomach. This was the daughter of Tazuna, none other than Tsunami, as she was in bed with the blonde. And yes, they were completely naked. She made sure that she glanced towards the door, where he had put the seal, as she had made sure that she had tried it out herself. And no matter how loud he screamed inside, because when she opened it she heard the scream, but the moment she closed it, there was absolutely nothing. A silencing seal, he called it, because she couldn't let the others find out what had happened tonight, especially her son Inari. Since Inari's father had died, she has spent most of her time taking care of her son and looking after her father as well, until he embarked on this dangerous mission to rebuild the bridge. And then they got help from Konoha. She was overjoyed. But then this blonde came in the house. He was something. It's been a long time, a very long time, since she's been with someone, so his intense stares, not to mention the way he just looked at her. He didn't blink or anything, he just looked her in the eyes. It kind of sent shivers down her spine. He was nice, beyond nice, helpful. For the past 3 days, he has been helpful with everything they have done so far, going out of his way to show her extra attention more than anyone else. And what could she say? She fell for it, and she had to admit, it was the best thing that she has ever felt in a very long while. As she glanced towards him, before she looked towards the window and realized, she then started to wake him. Naruto, she said, wake up, as he slowly opened his eyes. 5 more minutes, he said, as he rolled over. We can't. Your team, my father and my son, will be waking up very soon, and they will be looking for us. As she started to panic a bit, he turned towards her. Has anyone told you that you're cute when you panic? As she blushed at that, this is serious, she said. Come on, get up, she said, as she tried to pull him off the ground, but, well, he was too heavy for her. He sighed as he got to his feet. As she paused, some clothes would be nice, she said. As Naruto looked down, well, for you and me both, as she realized she was not wearing anything. Even though what they did was more intimate, it was still a bit embarrassing. Turn around, she said. You're joking, right? Said Naruto. Turn around, she said, as he chuckled a bit and turned around. As she used the opportunity to quickly get dressed. You know, I've seen it all already, and also not to mention felt it all. There's no reason to be embarrassed. That was last night. It's morning now, and the place is a lot brighter than before, she said. I suppose you're right. But there's no reason for you to be embarrassed. I mean everything is 100%, he said. She realized what he was implying as she blushed once again, but she remained quiet and got dressed. As Naruto then turned back around once she was done, as she was gonna sneak off to the shower, making it look like a casual waking up and going to have a bath. I'm gonna sneak out, she said. Don't let anyone see you come out of my room. Okay, she told him. Will do, said Naruto. And get dressed, she told him, as she see that he was still not wearing any clothes. As she slowly left the room, making her way to the bathroom. As Naruto glanced out the window, and he realized that they were near a dock. That brought a smile to his face as he opened the window and simply jumped through. Time skip, the group was downstairs. Have you guys seen Naruto? Kakashi asks. About 2 days ago, they had came to the realization that Zabuza was still alive because that hunter name did not take the head. Instead, the hunter name took the full body. It was probably one of Zabuza's acquaintances, so they were going to have to face him again. For the past 3 days, Team 7 has been doing some training. Well, mostly walking up trees. When questioned on how did he already know it, Naruto gave them back a simple answer. He was sleeping with a Takabitsu Jonin at Konoha. Uncle knew a lot of things. A lot of ninja knowledge that she could pass on to him. Not to mention torture and interrogation, as she liked his sadistic side as well, which she had it in spades. Usually, he wouldn't be up by now, said Sakura. He wasn't in the room, said Sasuke, all night, as he then went quiet. Kazuna, who came down the stairs. What are you guys talking about? Well, Naruto, said Kazuna, seeing that the blonde was not here. Yes, have you seen him? Not really. It was then that they heard something outside. It was then the group made their way towards the docks. And they saw him. There he was, skinny dipping in the massive lake. As Sakura quickly turned her back, her face red. Naruto, why aren't you wearing any clothes? She shouted at him. It's much better this way, he said, and much more free, as he spread his arms and smiled on his face. Sasuke just huffed and walked away, as Kakashi-san shook his head. His blonde student was really something. Not to mention, as Kakashi glanced towards the door, where he saw Tsunami, he brought his hand up to his mouth and giggled a bit. What's so funny? Sasuke asked. Oh, it's nothing, said Kakashi. Flashback to last night. As Naruto was sneaking out of the room, Kakashi was watching the house just in case any one of Gato's men came here, when he saw the blonde sneaking into Tsunami's room. As he chuckled a bit to himself rather quietly. A student was really something, huh? In the flashback, as Sakura stormed off. Time skip. As Naruto got out and got dressed, when he found Inari, as the boy was by himself. As Naruto could notice that the tree has small indentations in it. As Naruto noticed his fist. What do you want? Inari said, as he glanced up towards him. That's a rude way to speak to someone that is risking their life to protect you, brat, said Naruto. And who asked you to do that? Well, it doesn't even matter, said Inari, because you're all gonna get killed. What? Said Naruto. Yeah, you heard me. Gato is just too powerful. There is no point. Now listen here, you little piece of shit, said Naruto. Don't you go making accusations about us getting killed, said Naruto as he crouched down. Inari was confused. He didn't expect this reaction. So far he has not really interacted with the ninjas, so he wouldn't know that Naruto was a special case. Inari then turned his back and started to walk away, but Naruto grabbed his hand. As he looked back around, I wasn't finished talking to you. What do you want? Inari said. You whine and bitch about Gato. But what are you gonna do about it? I mean, this is your home. How are you gonna let some jackass come out from nowhere and take over your home and not do anything about it, but cry? What can I do? Inari said. I'm a kid. Yeah, so what? When I was your age, I was bringing down tall drunks that were a lot more bigger and muscular than Gato. Besides, he's just a short little prick. He has too much support. Too much man, said Inari. Well, you should know something, kid. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I can bet my life, by the time this mission is done, your whole village will be chanting my name as I slay that bastard Gato. Do you really believe that you can kill him? Inari asks. Gato is a dangerous person. Oh, he is he? Hold on to your hat, kid, said Naruto as he went through hand sign. Wind style. They topper! Inari's eyes went wide when he saw dozens of trees were leveled in a second, as he was baffled out of his mind. How did you? So you see, kid, if Gato shows up, with his little mercenaries or his little bandits. I'll crush them like the bug they are. You got that? Inari just nodded dumbly, so next time, don't go around spilling this bullcrap about. Got to be named to beat ninjas, especially me. Remember my name, kid. When you're old enough, you will know it. Far and wide. As the greatest ninja that has ever lived. Said Naruto as he then pulled out something as scroll. He went through hands and there was a poof. Here. Inari looked towards the strange blade. What is this? As Naruto poked him with it. But Inari didn't feel any pain. What is that, he asked. It's like a kunai but different, said Naruto. I made it myself with seals. It was a project I'm working on. This is one of the first few prototypes. But it doesn't stab or cut, said Inari. So what's the point? Oh, that's a secret, said Naruto. But tell you what, I'll tell you at the end of this mission, okay? Inari nodded. But you can use it though, said Naruto. What do you mean? On the tree. I see that your fists are getting bruised. Take out your anger, use something else. Don't use your fists. You just mess up your hand. He then ruffled Inari's hair and walked off, leaving the boy with a new mindset and everything. Later that day when Inari came back in, Snappy was surprised, as he was acting so different. He seemed a lot more happier, and she didn't know what the changes was. But when Naruto came back, she saw Inari rushed up to him, speaking to him so happily, asked him several things. About weapons, she got concerned a moment there. But Naruto educated him quite well, as it made her smile seeing her son that happy. Until he looked away and Naruto turned away. He then made a rather lewd gesture with his hand, saying basically what he was gonna do to her. Well, that made her blush and look away. Kakashi on the other hand saw everything, as he just giggled to himself, finding the whole thing amusing. I'm glad you think something is funny, said Naruto as he sat down beside the man. What might you be talking about, said Kakashi. You know that I'm a censor, right, said Naruto. And said Kakashi. And I can sense you. Like, all the time. The house is not that big, I know where you are. Is that so, said Kakashi, as he faked innocence. As Sasuke came in, as he was being held by Sakura. Whoa. What the hell happened to you, said Naruto, as Sasuke had an arrogant smirk on his face. Ah, it seems our favorite emo managed to complete the tree walking exercise. Sakura was surprised. How did you know that, she said. That cocky smirk on his face, I can just tell. Well, it seems like you have to train them some more, Kakashi, said Naruto. What about you, said Kakashi. You know you are my student as well, right? Nah, I have something else to work on, said Naruto. I'll be gone all day tomorrow. But I'll be back in due time, he said, as the group sat down to eat. Time skip. As Naruto was asleep in the field, after a long working out session, as he found himself in his mindscape. His mind was coming back, and he was waking up, so he had entered his mindscape. As Naruto found Carnage there. Carnage was showing him a few things that he can do. Despite not wanting to be in here, Carnage realized there was no better option. After all, he was not getting out anytime soon, seeing that two of them seemed to have just bonded. So, besides, he liked the chaos and the things that Naruto did. No, that's awesome, said Naruto. He then glanced towards the bars. Hey, what if you two were to mix together, he said. What? Said the Kyuubi. Oh, not like you merging, like the both of you giving me your power at the same time. What would happen? Come to think of it, I never thought of that before, said Carnage. As much as I hate to admit it, the big froth ball over there has a lot of chakra. It's quite dark though, full of malice. And with my tainted body, well, that would be quite the spectacle. Something to think about then, said Naruto. As long as you're okay with this, said Naruto, as he looked towards the fox. The fox seemed to huff as he went back to sleep. He really liked to sleep. There was not much else that a giant beast made up of chakra, not to mention he didn't have to go to the bathroom or eat, can really do. As Naruto was awoken by someone shaking his shoulders, as he slowly opened his eyes, as he looked up to see a girl, long black hair, dark eyes, as she gave him a pleasant smile. You shouldn't be sleeping out here. You might catch a cold, she said. Nah, Never been sick in my life before, he said. I'll be fine. As he got up. What are you doing all the way out here though? Oh, I'm just collecting some herbs. Oh, my apologies. My name is Haku, she said. And you are? It's Naruto Uzumaki, he said. Nice to meet you, Haku, as the both of them shake hands. Well, if you're alright then, I must go. Wait. Are you from around here? I'm just here for a short amount of time, she said. You should leave this place immediately. Why is that, she asks. Well, me and my squad just take care of a missing name known as Zabuza Mamakai. She froze for a single second before her expression went neutral. Huh? She said. Well, we just took down this guy called the Demon of the Mist. And we're going after a guy named Gato next. And he has an arm of ninjas and mercenaries. So, I think it's best if you leave this place now. Thank you for the information, she said. I must go now. As there was a pep in her step as she moved. As Naruto smirked before he vanished. Haku froze as she felt 2 fingers at her throat. She was surprised and confused. She barely felt anything. Was he just that naturally fast? As his hand was wrapped around her waist, while one hand pointed 2 fingers at her throat. As she had no idea what he could do. But this guy was able to fight Zabuza, and actually hurt him. And from what Zabuza said, he did not take wounds himself. As she could see his chest, and yet there wasn't even a scar from the slash that Zabuza-sama gave him. So you're that hunter ninja, huh? Ah, I see, said Naruto. Her face went a bit red as Naruto touched her chest bindings. Really strapped down. So you're a girl, said Naruto. But why hide it? Well, you probably would in this place, with Gato and his lecherous people. Said Naruto as he backed away from her. She was confused. You're letting me go, she said. Yeah, and we didn't kill Zabuza. You must be aware of that, after all. You've only been gone for some time now, said Naruto as he sat back down. You can try to kill me if you want, he said, but I'm not gonna kill you. Why not, she said. Why would you spare me knowing that I will have to do my mission? To go through your team to get to the bridge builder. Because I'm looking forward to a good fight. She raised a curious eyebrow. You're letting me go because you're looking forward to a good fight, despite knowing the danger. I must say that's rather foolish, especially for a shinobi to do. Well, I'm not an ordinary shinobi, said Naruto. Tell me, do you have someone that you fight for, she asks. Someone precious to you. Let me guess, Zabuza is precious to you, said Naruto. Yes, she said. Now what about you, she asks. Come to think of it. No, not really. You have no one, she asks. Well, my parents are dead. Didn't have a good life growing up because of certain circumstances. Not to mention I've been lied to for most of my life. And also, well, mistreated. Until I realized that I didn't have to take crap from people. I do have a sex friend though, her name is Uncle. But we're, well, it's not that close, said Naruto. So, not really. Well, now I can more understand why your morals are that different. But, I will still have to fight you for my master. I will not let any of you hurt Zabuza-sama. Well, I'm looking forward toward the challenge, said Naruto. You are a strange person indeed, Naruto Uzumaki. Perhaps, there's a chance we won't have to heal each other and live our life for you to find someone precious to you. Perhaps, said Naruto, as she made her way off. As she glanced to make sure that he was not trying anything or trying to trail her, but he just sat there, completely ignoring everything. Time skip, some time passed, and there has been no sighting of Zabuza. Perhaps he was still recovering, or perhaps the hunter ninjas want to take the body. Seeing that Naruto did not say anything, well, the team did not know. As they continued to train, Naruto doing his own thing, until the day finally arrived. Naruto was asleep, and it was hard to wake him up. But Kakashi figured that it was best, just in case, for Naruto to stay here to protect Tsunami and her son. But he was sure everything was going to be fine. Today felt like a good day. So with that, they left him there. As Naruto was still sleeping though, after doing some practices last night that nearly got himself killed by accident, well, regarding Fuinjutsu, The art was a dangerous art. Naruto then heard screaming, "Get away from my mother!" He groaned as he opened an eye. He then glanced towards a window as he saw Inari clutching onto the kunai that he gave him. As Naruto remembered, he told the kid that it was not gonna harm people. It was for an experiment he was working on. But yet Inari clutched it rather tightly. In the sense of seeing his mother tied up like that, he seemed to have forgotten all of that. Tsunami was outside when they came, as Inari was playing by the docks. The two mercenaries laughed. The one that was holding on to Tsunami smirked. "I suggest you go on inside, kid, before you get hurt." "I said leave her alone," as Inari rushed forward. "Inari, no!" Tsunami yelled. Several things happened quickly. One thing, Inari was sitting down now as he was confused. The next, Tsunami found herself freed. As she felt the rope slice, as she was now freed, she was next to her son who was sitting down. The two bandits were confused as hell. Something was moving, but it was so fast. To their untrained eyes, they could not really pick up what exactly it was. Now, you two, coming in here causing problems," said Naruto. The both of them unsheathed their blades and thrusts. But their blades were covered in a weird, strange, red and black substance before it was yanked out of their hands and it fused with Naruto's body. Naruto then looked toward his arms and reproduced the blades. As he pointed at your throat, they started to sweat. "Go on your knees or you die." They instantly dropped down to their knees. "Now, apologize to them." They were confused. "I said apologize," said Naruto, as they bowed their head and started to apologize. As Naruto created two clones that grabbed them and flashed away in the forest. "Well, that's taken care of," he said, as he looked towards Nami and Inari. "How did you?" asked Nami. "Come on, I'm awesome," said Naruto, as he moved towards Inari and ruffled his head. "That was pretty brave, but also stupid. I told you that thing can't really hurt anyone yet. You charge in. Well, at least you have the heart of a hero, jumping into danger to protect your mother." As Inari smiled, "No, I have to go and save the others because you look like shit. It's about to go down." As he created 5 clones. "You guys know what to do." The clones flashed around as they took positions around the house. "You guys stay inside until me and the others came back, but I assure you, everything's gonna be just fine," he said. "Be careful," said Tsunami. "Oh, don't worry," said Naruto. "I will. After all, I have something special to look forward to for tonight, right?" As that brought a blush on her face. "Huh? What are you talking about?" "Say it, kid," said Naruto as he flashed away. As Inari was confused. "Mom, what was he talking about?" "Oh, nothing, dear," she said. Meanwhile, the two bandits were scared shitless as they could not move, their arms bound by the clones. Come on, Carnage kept on screaming in his head. "Alright, fine," said Naruto, as Naruto transformed. As he started to laugh, they screamed. What are you?" "Oh, that's quite simple," said Naruto. "We are Carnage," as he bit their head off. "Satisfied?" said Naruto. "Quite," said Carnage. "Now," said Naruto as he shot through the forest, trees becoming blurs. Meanwhile on the bridge, maybe it wasn't a good idea to leave Naruto behind, thought Kakashi as he blocked the blade once again. He had to twist and dodge, as he was almost sliced in half. He glanced towards the Ice Dome hoping that Sasuke was faring well, as Sakura was standing in front of Tazuna. "Damn it," she said as she clutched her kunai tightly. "Where is Naruto when you need him?" Meanwhile, inside of said Ice Dome, Sasuke was on one knee. As he was panting, he looked like a porcupine, with all the needles coming out of him. As he looked up with a glare. "It's over," Haku said. Sasuke's eyes were also showing the two totem Sharingan, as he was able to activate them. Well, reactivate them. He had activated them a long time ago when he fought off against his brother, but that was just seen as a fluke. Well, considering that he saw all of his parents died, but, well, he was just 6 years old. So his eyes had sprung back to life once again, and this time they were sticking around. Sasuke cursed as he felt his speed had dropped immensely. Because of these damn needles, his body was aching. As she tossed more senbons, one of them that were directly going towards his neck, to knock him out as she didn't want to kill him. Haku didn't like to kill. She'd rather incapacitate a person other than kill, but when it comes towards her master's abuser, she would end a life. Her master was all that matters to her right now. Sasuke was about to leap. That was when he saw something flash in front of him. As a massive gale of wind slammed the needles to all sides. As Naruto turned around and looked at him with a smirk. Huh, you look like a porcupine. You idiot. Why did you come in here? Why didn't you attack from outside? That wouldn't be an enjoyable fight, said Naruto. Now shut up. Oh, I see that you activated your Sharingan yet. You still couldn't beat her. Now what does that tell you, Sasuke? Seems you have to get back to the training. And push it a bit harder next time. So, you finally come. As Naruto glanced up, oh hey Haku, he said. You might stop in all of this. I really don't want to kill you. I've already told you what my master meant to me, Naruto. I cannot stop. I will not allow you to hurt Zabuza-sama. Naruto, said Sasuke. The mirrors. That is how she's getting around. But they're tough. They're impossible to break. Nothing is impossible to break, said Naruto. As Haku appeared in all the mirrors, it's over, as she launched Senmon towards them. Oh no, we're just getting started, said Naruto. As he flashed two hand signs rather quickly, wind style. Gale Tornado, he said. A tornado formed around him and Sasuke, as it sucked up and deflected the needles. Now, expand! As Naruto shoved his arms out. The attack brutally slammed into the mirrors, but just as Sasuke said, they did not break apart. The force hit them, but they stood still. As the massive tornado wanted to expand out of there, but it could not. As the wind were getting high, Sasuke shouted, I told you, he said. As Naruto smirked, let me work, he said. As he pulled out several explosive tags. But Sasuke noticed the carvings were rather different. As Naruto then launched them to each side. The tags mixed with the wind. Before, there was an explosion. It seemed to implode upon itself. It actually sucked in towards the mirrors, causing a violent backlash. Haku's eyes went wide, as she had to leap out of the mirror, when she saw all of her mirrors were being broken and torn apart from the inside. What kind of seal was that? She then realized where she landed. The next thing she knew, a fist connected with the mass. He's so strong. As she was launched, she crashed on the bridge. As she slowly picked herself up, she could not feel as she flashed through hand signs. Ice release, frozen touch. All the splashed up water on the bridge turned into a tsunami of Senbons. They were frozen to the touch, as they all launched towards Naruto to end him right there and then, turning him into a pincushion. But Naruto tossed a tag forward before he tossed one over toward the side. Haku watched with amazement and surprise as all the Senbons converged on the tag that he tossed, and it was like a magnet as Naruto finished it with a hand sign, as it pulled them all over to the side. Haku then launched another Senbon towards him, but Naruto bashed it out of mid-air as he moved. She moved as well as they started to clash. Ice dagger against kunai, as she pulled out two Senbon in her other hand and started to clash them with him. She was surprised when her ice dagger broke instantly. His strength was just something else. The next thing she knew, she was backhanded away as she crashed on the bridge. Enough, said Naruto. You seem like a decent girl. I wouldn't want to have to kill you. As he walked towards her, she pretended like she was down. But the moment he was close enough, she threw Senbons. Naruto cursed as he dropped down to one knee. I've hit your vital points. You won't be able to move, she said. As Naruto chuckled a bit. I would rather not kill you, she said. Please stop laughing, this is serious. I know that you're looking for a good fight, but there's let us kill a bridge builder, and we will be on our way. Oh, that's not why I'm laughing, said Naruto. It's been a while since I tested this out. As Naruto's eyes closed, they didn't open as Haku was surprised they were no longer blue. Instead, they were red, with slits in them. He then simply flexed his muscles, as all the needles popped out of him like nothing. She tried to stop him, but he grabbed her wrists. The next thing she knew, pain flooded her core as she was hit in the stomach, before another one to the chest. She was sent spiraling right on the bridge as her body ached with pain. As she tried to get up but her hand slipped as she fell. Her body trembling is too strong, and not to mention this cloak around him. As she watched as he calmed down, his eyes returning back to normal. She realized that she could not beat him. As she got to her knees. "I am a broken tool," she said. As Naruto raised the eyebrow. "You're what?" "There's no need for a broken tool in this world. I fail. Go on. End me," she said. "End you? Huh. It seems like your relationship with Zabuza is more messed up than I thought." It was then the both of them heard, cackling. As Naruto felt the electricity from where he was, her eyes went wide as she felt her master chakra dipping. As Naruto saw a look in her eyes, she resigned herself to her fate. "Don't you dare," he said. "I am sorry," she said, "but I must." As a quick mirror opened behind her, she leaped inside. As Naruto moved, meanwhile, Kakashi looked towards Zabuza. "And this, it worked, ends," he said, as his dog packs were currently biting into Zabuza. As his lightning blade on his hand was cackling rather deadly, as he thrust forward. At the last few moments he saw Haku, Zabuza's apprentice, emerge from an ice mirror. He had no way to stop himself in time. But that was when a strange substance, it was red and also black, converged on his arm like a goo and absorbed the technique. It was just gone like that. As his hand hit Haku in the chest, but it did not pierce her. It just hit her in the chest. But that same goo created red blades that ripped into Zabuza as two of them tear through his chest. Haku quickly moved out of the way. Confused by what just happened, as she turned towards her, she froze when she saw Zabuza, head hanging down low, as he coughed up blood under his mask, the bandages getting soaked red. Kakashi was also shocked when he saw half of Naruto's body was producing a strange substance that he couldn't understand what it was. And it had two arms on one side, and those arms had blades, strange katanas, crimson, red, and black, that had embedded through Zabuza. Kakashi's dog pack poofed away as the substance removed from Kakashi's hand and returned back to Naruto. The blades were gone in a second. Zabuza fell with a squelching sound. As Naruto turned towards Haku, he didn't know why he tried to save her. Maybe it was because she reminded him of himself when he was an idiot, when he was younger. As he stepped over Zabuza's body. "He's dead now," said Naruto. "There's no need for you to..." He saw her backing away. "What are you doing?" he said, as she kept on backing away. "This bitch, is she really gonna..." As Naruto rushed forward, Haku saw that he was coming to try and stop her, but there was no point, as she was gonna throw herself into the river. There was no way that no one would survive from this. The water was just too powerful. It would crush anyone under its might, or it would bring their body far away and suffocate them underneath. She would not be stopped. Her master were dead. That was something that she was sure of. She would not be captured. She didn't want to live anymore, as she had saw that blade shoved right through his heart. And being an expert in the human body because of her needles, she knew the points she had saw. The life leave him right there and then. His heart had stopped beating. That vein on his neck had completely went silent. So there was no point, as she flashed to one-handed seals. As the water that was on the bridge, it turned into ice at the speed that Naruto was going. Kakashi tried to reach out for him, but it was too late. As Naruto slipped, Naruto's eyes went wide as he was going too fast to catch her. Haku's eyes went wide as well as he slammed right into her. They fell into the massive deep dive. Kakashi pulled out a scroll as he slammed his hand on it. A massive cloud came out of it as he threw it down, as they were dropping with quick success. As Naruto tried to reach for it, but Haku embedded him in the side and his arm with the ice needle. forcing his body to seize up. Well, that arm. Kakashi's eyes went wide. Naruto, he called out. But Naruto crashed into the water. The massive river down below. It was a far drop as the massive water splashed all over the place. Kakashi cursed as he was about to leap off the bridge. But that was when, what do we have here? He frowned as he saw. There was Gato. He then looked behind him to see Sasuke and Sakura. Sasuke was badly injured, and Gato had at least 100 men behind him, mercenaries. He quickly created a clone, despite him running low on chakra, as it was shown as his exhaustion quickly took toll as he covered his eye. The clone leaped off the bridge. The water down below was unstable as he tried to place chakra on its feet, but the water was just too wild. The clone tried its best, but it started to sink as it glanced around in the water trying to find any sign of Naruto and Haku, but what it did find was a massive whirlpool. It tried to get away, but its body was ripped to pieces by the violent twisting of the whirlpool. As Kakashi got the information, as Kakashi wondered, did those two? A sad look came in the man's face. He didn't have the energy or the chakra to search. Not to mention when the water is so dangerous, he would definitely die. Gato started to speak as he started to mock the body of Zabuza. Not to mention he saw when Naruto dived off the bridge, as he was hiding in the fog. He then had to go and make a comment. Well, ninjas are just a mindless tool. One die, another one born. Sakura and Sasuke caught up, but Kakashi got a murderous look in his eye. He reached into his pouch as he pulled out a soldier pill. Knowing that this would hurt him later on, he swallowed it. A look of pure absolute rage. A look of the old Kakashi. The emotionless, deadly Kakashi came back. Kill them all, boys! It's time we bring that bridge builder down. I don't think so, said Kakashi. The scene that happened next was brutal, ruthless. Mercenaries threw themselves off the bridge. Some of them dying, most of them dying in the process. They would rather face the terrible water that crushed their spines and their heads than face that man. That thing was a demon as Kakashi was slaughtering mercenaries after mercenaries. Gato was the last one to be impaled with a Shidori, ripping right through his chest. Kakashi was drenched in blood. Something inside him had just snapped when the man made fun of Naruto, who was probably now dead. The rage, the anger, not to mention with who Naruto was. He was not just the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, and this would be a major setback for Konoha, but he was also Minato's son, the last legacy of his sensei. And his old team. Obito was dead, Ren was dead. Naruto was all that was a reminder. He might have been a bit rougher on the edges, but he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve to die like that. His body being washed up somewhere unknown. Sakura came rushing over. Sensei, are you okay? She said, as she made sure that she did not look at the bodies. Kakashi was about to fall, but she helped him, as Tazuna helped him up as well. Where's Naruto? Said Sasuke, confused. As Kakashi had a sad look in his eye. Where's Naruto? Sasuke asked. But Kakashi did not answer. Sasuke knew that something bad happened, as Sakura started to panic a bit. This wasn't like her sensei to be all this quiet. And not to mention Naruto had arrived and helped Sasuke. Did he, as her mind, realize what happened? The rest of the people from Land of Wave arrived. The moment the clones had poofed away, Inari had gathered the people, as he had brought them for support, him and his mother. Inari was happy to see that Gato was taken care of, but where was Naruto? He was confused, as Tazuna was the one that gave them the bad news. He fell over in the current, and he's most likely dead. Tears came into Nami's eyes. It wasn't like they loved each other or anything, but well, he was the only person in a very long while. To make her feel this good once again, and not to mention he helped her son. He was overall a good person. But he was now gone. Inari started to cry. As he started to weep. As Kakashi passed out. His body no longer able to take it. Time skip. Hearing that Naruto clones this spell furthermore proved it that he was probably dead. After all, they only dispel when something bad happened to the caster. So that was no good news. Tsunami was down. Her mood had dropped severely. Inari was saddened to lose someone that he thought of as hero once again. As he couldn't believe it, that Naruto was gone. He just talked to him, and now he was just gone. Sakura was silent the entire time. Sure, he might have been a pain in the ass, and always making them feel embarrassed, but he was a part of their team, and now he was just gone like that. While the people in the land of Wave were happy that Gato was gone, the ones that knew Naruto well, they were sad. The time passed as Gato and his men got back to work, finishing the bridge. Much did not happen as Kakashi recovered. Sasuke and Sakura were rather silent. Sasuke being too silent, that is, as he was just thinking amongst himself, not really saying anything. Inari had cried a lot, but he decided to be brave, putting on a brave face even though he was feeling pain. Tsunami had cried as well, to know that she just spent time with him and know he was just no longer there. The time finally came. In honor of his death, they named the bridge the Great Naruto Bridge. Team 7 was glad for that memorial. As they headed back to Konoha with a sad tone, the family was rather sad as well, seeing that Tazuna realized that if it wasn't for Naruto, he would have been dead by now because Naruto was the one that convinced him to come along. But his life got taken in the process. With that, the team made their way back towards Konoha. There was not much conversations. It was just really silent. Losing a teammate was not easy. Even if it was Naruto, he was still their teammate. And he was just dead. After all, who could survive something like that? The waves were just too mighty. They could crush a man within seconds. And his clones had poofed away. That confirmed it. It didn't take too long for the group to make their way back. As they enter the village. "Hey, where's Naruto?" Aizumo said. As he looked around, Naruto was strange, but also a good individual. And he was good fun to be around. He was always doing some crazy shit. Yeah, said Katetsu. As he looked toward the team. "Did something happen?" "He's dead," said Sakura, her tone sounding low, but both men heard her. So with that, they made their way towards the office, leaving the two gate guards shocked and stunned. They didn't take too long as they made their way. They went inside to see that Anko was there, as she was just coming back from a mission. She then turned. Team 7, she said, as she looked around. "Where's that blonde?" she asked, as she did not see Naruto. Harrison raised the eyebrow as he noticed the look on their faces. "Kakashi, where's Naruto?" he said. "Hokage-sama. It's not easy to say this, but I believe that he's dead." Anko froze. What did you just say?" As those words slipped out of her mouth, despite her body seizing up right there and then. He fell off the bridge. An enemy ninja stuck him with needles. I believe those seized up his vital points. So there was no way that he could have survived. Through the raps and the waves that came down, it would be impossible, Kakashi said, keeping his tone rather neutral. No, said Uncle. You don't know him. He wouldn't let something like that take him down. He's alive. all of his clones this spell that he had earlier. If he was knocked unconscious, he wouldn't survive in the water for too long. As Anko froze at those words, her mind refused to believe this. But Kakashi wouldn't lie about something like this. He would not. He wouldn't. But how could Naruto be dead? She ran out of the office. As Hiruzen sighs, he lowered his head. As he released a breath, his body could be anywhere right now because of the current. Hiruzen felt like a failure. How much has he failed the boy? And now, he was dead before he could ever make it up to him. As Sasuke clenched his fists, anger, rage. That was the feelings that he was feeling right now. Sakura was just sad. As her mind just didn't want to actually believe that he was dead. It just sounds so strange. Naruto of all person. He was dead. And they would never see him again. But guys, we end episode right here. If you want to see the next part, then do like, subscribe, comment down below. Turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out Anime King 2 and Anime King, which I post 25 every single day for you guys to enjoy. Yes, you heard that right, every single day. So stick around for those, and I really hope that you guys enjoy. The links will be down in the description, so go ahead and check them out guys, and also turn on that bell notification to stay posted to see exactly when I post. So without further ado, what is we get out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.